So hello, social media people, people who are my friends. Just wanted to let you know that I spoke to a 911 lawyer yesterday, and it looks like what I'm dealing with in my body regarding parasitic infection and all kinds of stuff is related to chemical toxicity from being in close proximity and working and living around 911, the World Trade Center towers. That combined with living next to the most polluted waterway in the country, the Gowanus Canal. A message to everyone who thinks that's what has been wrong with me since September 11th, 2001 is all in my head. Well, it might be. It might be mercury and lead and vanadium and chromium, like I've been talking about forever, but the majority of my friends and family have been treating me like I've suddenly gone crazy from some kind of PTSD, and all these parasitic infections are like imaginary and in my mind, and my neurology problems and my eye problems, my problems with diabetes and gastritis and pretty much like liver and kidney and precancerous cells and the myriad of symptoms I've had, cornea damage, double vision, fuzzy thinking, memory loss, anger, madness, emotionality. That's my friends telling me that it's, and family treating me as if I have some kind of PTSD that I haven't taken care of, and that's what all these issues are from. Couldn't possibly be from physical maladies. Like, the mind and body connection can only go one way. The mind is the thing that affects the body, but it can never go the other way around, right? Well, when you have mercury, lead, vanadium, and chromium, it gets into your brain. It affects the way you think and act and function. And I've been saying this for years and years, and I've been getting treated as if I'm some kind of like geriatric finger painter that doesn't know her own mind. In fact, these chemicals do cause rapid age, and I've had one therapist after another who said there's nothing wrong with the way I think. Ever. There's never anything wrong with the way I think. The fact is that I just, there's an extra emotionality attached to it, and the things that I've been examining that have sounded so unbelievable just require a lot of in-depth research that most people don't have the time to do or the time to consider when somebody else does it. So I've done all this research, and I've been kind of dominionized by people around me, and it's really utterly disappointing. It's this whole thing of not listening to women. Now I'm visually impaired, hopefully temporarily. I'm going fucking bald, and I want to communicate like a creative artist, and I have so much to communicate as a researcher because the other part of my career is as a human scientist. And I have started experimental digital design practices in New York City, and my practices have been purchased by top business consultancies for years. I've solved problems for huge companies, corporations, nonprofits, medical industries all over the world, paid a lot of money for my ideas and solutions to problems. So the fact that my friends and family aren't listening to me when I'm talking about what my problems are and how to, find solutions to them, I'm being dismissed because of people's feebleness. And people on the East Coast that call themselves my friends have been, instead of visiting or picking up the phone or sending a card or some money, they find it necessary to call the police to come check up on me to see if I'm self-harming because I'm upset about what's happening to me. I'm not self-harming. I'm looking for help and care, medical care, and I'm being denied medical attention over and over and over again. Why? Because the doctors really don't know anything about environmental toxicity, and they don't want to know. And we're having a COVID spike, and I've been rejected. I've been denied medical care over and over again. In this country, we have no right to health care. And you all sitting at home watching me suffer, chuckling away at how feeble-minded I am and poor Sue Ellen and all that stuff, really literally have no idea what I've been going through. And especially people that I've been friends with for a long time. I've been talking about double vision probably since I was in my mid to late 20s, and you've been dismissing me over and over again. It's just contributed to me not getting care. You're trying to convince me that it's all in my mind and I don't have vision problems and I don't have breathing problems and I don't have digestion problems. Because if I did, it's just because I'm upset somehow. The lack of understanding is just epic and the people that surround me, including my employers who claim that they've had my back and I have, my compensation disability insurance is supposed to cover me and this is why I have these corporate jobs. And then you find out when you get sick and you're sick by environmental concerns that the insurance doesn't work. And these maladies affect every part of your body, including the brain, and there's just no compensation or coverage or care or learning or knowledge. So the person who is sort of impaired because they're losing their memory, short-term thinking, you get repetitive after a while. So there's nothing wrong with the way you think, or you just get interrupted. And you get upset, and it's called madness. And somebody like you that absorbed large amounts of chemicals like cadmium, you might notice gets kind of upset, like Vincent van Gogh, for instance, or Caravaggio. I mean, artists have been huffing down materials and going quote unquote mad, for centuries. So, there's William Blake, there's Caravaggio, there's Van Gogh, there's Eva Hesse, all kinds of people that become sick from their art materials, probably everybody. And, why isn't this talked about? Well, I suppose the people that create the art materials don't want to tell the artists that the materials make them sick. And people that have building buildings in this country that have ventilation that's harboring all kinds of toxicity in the ventilation really don't want to replace that ventilation or talk about it or put it at the top of anybody's list when they're talking about how to prevent illness like airborne viruses. Like the stupidity of how people solve problems in this country is epic. We're going to continually get sick if we're going to allow this toxicity to go unchecked and allow the medical industry to ignore environmental concerns in people. I mean, the IQ of the entire nation has probably gone down, and destroying minds and families and breaking people apart, and pretty much broke up my friend group. And I've lost my friends and family and my community because of what's going on with me physically, and I'm being accused over and over again of not being able to regulate my emotions or something like that, which is correct, because that's what the fucking chemicals do. So anyway, thanks for your concern, and thanks for pointing the finger at me and saying you understand when you really kind of don't. And it's like everybody seems to have a solution to a problem that's related to, like, talk therapy. And talk therapy is the last thing you need when you've huffed in all kinds of chemicals from the World Trade Center and the Gowanus Canal. You don't need talk therapy. You need a doctor that knows what they're doing. And you need a clean spot to detox. And good luck to finding one of those.